Last time we did a muzzle flash effect using Windows Live Movie Maker, but this time we're going to be using Sony Vegas Pro right after this.
Media.
Hello and welcome to the Media channel. I'm your host, William Hugh. Now, in the last episode we did a muzzle flash effect using a very simple editor, Windows Live Movie Maker. But you know, barely had the video splurged onto the YouTubes before I was hit with messages asking if I could do that effect with Sony Vegas Pro. Short answer, yes I can. And here it is. First, shoot your footage. Now don't forget to mime some sort of kickback, as this will really help to sell the finished effect. Now here, I've done footage of both single shots and automatic fire, as the method is slightly different in each case. The next thing we need are some actual muzzle flashes. So over to YouTube and search for muzzle flash assets, which are simply short clips of muzzle flashes against a black background. And as you can see, there are plenty here to choose from. To make things easier for myself, I'm going to select one that has a direct download link, like this. Okay, so search over and I now have my two assets. This one of single shots, and this other one showing automatic fire. Right, now that we've got all the bits, let's do some editing. So, open Sony Vegas Pro, and I'm going to drag in my muzzle flash asset. And I'll just use the wheel on my mouse to zoom in here. Now you will notice that it has a number of different flashes on it. So my first job is to choose which one to use. And having had a look through what's on offer, I'm going to go with this one. So I'll just trim the clip so that I have just the flash with a couple of empty frames on each side of it. Right, so I've got my flash. And I'll just use the wheel on the mouse to zoom out here. Now let's introduce the footage. Now as you can see, the muzzle flash is a different aspect ratio to the footage of the clip. So I'm going to click on the Event Pan Crop tool here, which will allow me to change its aspect ratio so that it matches the clip, like this. The next thing to note is that apart from the flash itself, the rest of the clip is black. So we need to make this invisible by changing its compositing mode here. We change it to add, and hey presto, the black is gone. Now we need to find the point just before the gun kick is noticed, which seems to be about here, and now place the muzzle flash clip above it so that the flash is visible. Excellent, so now the flash is there, but it's way too big, in the wrong place, and it's facing the wrong direction. But we can easily fix this using keyframes. So click on the Pan Event Crop tool again, by right-clicking within the frame and choosing Flip Horizontal. And you will notice that when you make any changes, a keyframe will automatically be created here. That will fix any changes you make to this point in the video. Okay, now to get the flash the right size and in the right position. By grabbing any of these points on the frame, you can drag it in or out, like this, which will change its size on the screen. And I'll just use the wheel on the mouse to zoom out here. And you can even change its angle by grabbing the circle and turning it like this. And now we can grab the whole frame and move it around to guide the flash to the position we want. And I'd say about there looks right. I should point out at this stage that if your muzzle flash clip has not blended perfectly and is visible on the clip, then just click on its Event FX tool here and add the brightness and contrast control by double clicking on it. And now by adjusting these sliders, you should be able to produce a perfect blend. Now we need the bang. So drag in your sound effect. And you can download all the sound effects used in this video quite free from the link in the write-up below. And position it so the bang starts at the same frame as the flash appears. Like this. So let's try it. Well, that all looks pretty good. So now it's simply a case of rinse and repeat for the other two shots. Once done, this is what we get. Okay, now for the automatic gunfire effect. which is a teensy weensy bit different, but not a lot. So first, drag in your trimmed asset and change the compositing mode to Add to make the black transparent. Now I noticed that when the asset is moved in and out like this, the brightness on the screen changes, which means that the blackness of the asset isn't as black as it could be. But we can fix this, as we did in the other example, by clicking on the Event FX button and adding the brightness and contrast control, and then adjusting the sliders until it's gone. Next, we need to identify the bit where the actor is miming the rifle shots, which is here. So to make it easier for me to find, I'm going to mark this area by creating a loop region around it, by simply holding my mouse button down while I drag it over the area, like this. Now shuttle through the clip until you find the bit just before the first bullet is fired, which seems to be about there. Now move the asset along until the first flash is found. And there it is. The process is now the same as it was for the pistol demo. Just a case of sizing and positioning the flash. Okay, that's all done. Now this is where the process differs to that of the pistol. Having placed the first flash, we now need to move through the clip one frame at a time using the shuttle buttons here until the next flash appears. Then we need to reposition the flash again, and this will create a new keyframe recording its position. Now this must be done in turn for every flash in the sequence, and it is continued right up to the end of the actor's firing mime. Now if the flashes on the asset continue after this point, just trim the asset up to the point of the final shot. Okay, that's done. Let's see how it looks. Pretty good. And finally, we shuttle through to find the last flash in the sequence, which is there. And we drag in our sound effect so that we can position the last bang directly under it, like this. Now trim the effect to the same length as the gun action, and the effect is complete. And that looks fine. And now, once again, it's simply a matter of rinse and repeat for the other two firing sequences. Then we render to video, and this is what you get. There you go, muzzle shot effect in Sony Vegas Pro. And don't forget that if you need the gunshot and AK-47 sound effects, you can find a free download link in the write-up below. So, that is your lot for this episode. If you've enjoyed it, then don't forget to like, comment and share. And if you haven't already done so, then hit that subscriber thingy. Because that way, I'll see you here next time, and every time, on the Media Channel.